a student at the school. So he he does the online club, and I can say that it helped his expression. So he can at least, he can, when he says his power words, when he says when he what do they call it? When he makes presentations, because they do presentations every week.
Affirmation.
So in presentation, I can tell that he's improving. So there was a particular time that we had a family event, and then he was supposed to recite at the event, like recite the Quran, and it was so shy. Somebody that would shout at the top of his voice at home to read, and then he wasn't able to. But it's not as if I've had any opportunity to, repeat that scenario. But I know that he's going to be, a lot more confident in that kind of scenario. So another thing is, I don't know if this, you know, applies, but my second child spoke very late. She couldn't, I think as at two, she couldn't speak correctly, and the people were like, "Oh, this child, are you sure she's okay? She cannot talk, this and that." And I'd be like, "Well, the doctor said she's fine. She's going to be fine." And when this girl started talking, somebody came up to me and said that your child is very, very outspoken, and
Wow.
I was very surprised. So
Yeah.
this shows that some things, they are born with children, but you have to help them shape it more, something like that. So thank you for listening to my, is it a talk?
All right. Thank
Okay,
you
I'm so
so
sorry.
much. That was such an amazing experience that you had. Oh, thank God, our coach is back. But Mrs. Sorry, Anna, that was such an experience. That was such an amazing experience you have. So she's also one of our speaker parents. You guys, please let's give her a virtual round of applause for one of our speaker parents. And she's
Okay, I'm
really giving us
going
another.
to recharge to
That's
see
nice.
line for that
Coach
thing.
is back. Our coach is back. Coach Rashida, we can hear you. Are you there? Coach Rashida, are you there? All right. All right.
I'd like to share one more
Okay.
thing. Sorry.
Coach Rashida. All right. All
Okay.
right.
Back.
Huh? I didn't know
Okay. Thank
everything
you.
was connected, but I am back. All right, so hello everybody. I'm
Um.
so sorry. The next work is determined to show me Shege today. Hopefully, I don't get yanked out again till we are done today. I'm really, really sorry. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Well, oh, we can finally see you. Yes. Welcome back.
Oh, thank God.
Mrs. Royana, I'm sure we would have plenty of time to hear amazing experience from you. Thank you for stalling our coach. We'll get back to the session now. Coach Rashida, you can go ahead.
All right. I hope everybody can see my slides. Also, I just want to confirm that I am recording. Yes. Okay. All right. So I was explaining that three things basically shapes your child's confidence. And I said that they start learning it from infants. And from infants, the moment your child is able to roll over from their back to their chest, they encounter difficulties while they are trying to do that. And the moment they're able to do that, their brain tells them, you try to turn, you are able to turn, and their brain logs it as you can do hard things. And like that, every single time your child encounters a challenge, they are able to do it, their brain logs it as you are able to do this. It sharpens their confidence, sharpens their resilience. It logs into their brain. And like that, they keep building on it. And then, I talked about the fact that, oh, your child, they are very, very highly impressionable. So whether they came to this world intelligent or they came to this world with temperament, they are really, really impressionable. So when we talk about experiences, experiences are the things that your child can feel by themselves about themselves. All of the times they're able to do something, all of the times they encounter the challenge and they are able to do it, that is a child's experience. So whatever a child's experience is going to shape whether they are confident or not. Now, environment. Let us move to environment. In environment, by environment, we will talk about their physical and their emotional environment. So, for example, when your child cries as a baby, now I intentionally went back to talking about it as a baby because it is very important for us to understand what the factors, all of the things that comes in to know whether a child will be confident or not, or to know that, okay, as this child grows up, they are beginning or they are gradually losing their confidence, or they are gaining or they are building their confidence. So when we talk about environment, environment is the place where a child is thriving. And when we talk about environment, we're going to talk about it as a physical and emotional environment. So what are the kinds of places your children have? Okay, so in your home, are questions welcomed or shut down? I know we are touched out as parents. You know, these children ask a lot of questions, except maybe when they are grown and they're now they're now teenagers. At that point, your influence over them would have reduced, would have dropped drastically. And now they're seeking external validations. They're looking up to their friends for validation. But from the get-go, from the very get-go, you have more power, you have more influence over your child. Okay. So does your child have a safe emotional space to thrive? I've been in a parenting seminar before where one of the parents in that seminar said that there's a parent shared that a child will shake like this. Once the father gets into the house, this child will start shaking. That shows that that child is not in an emotionally safe environment. Are your children allowed to be themselves? Are they allowed to have self-expression? Can they be goofy around you? Can they be them real selves around you? Are they shrinking? Are they running? Are they, going to one side because you are there? So what kind of environment your child is growing up with goes a very long way. Because when they're in a safe environment, physically and emotionally, it is easy for them to be themselves. It is easy for them to self-express themselves. It is easy for them to even now be confident enough to talk in front of other people. Okay? And the last one is relationship. And this one is the most powerful. As much as a parent, you have power over experience and environment. You know, when I was talking about environment, I said it will get to a point in your child's life where your influence will come down and then some other things will take over. Like other people are going to influence them, their friends in school, all of those things are going to come in as influence over your child. But you see, you would know that you still have a lot of influence as a parent. So as a parent, what does your child have in their head about you? Is as a parent, does your child in their head, do they have you as a their subconscious or in their mind is that of a very harsh tone? And let me also tell you something. As a parent, you are like one of the most influential persons in your child's life. Although teachers also I was young out again. I'm back. Okay. So as a parent, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please let me know you can hear me before I continue.
Yes, we can, we can.
Can you hear me? You can put it in the chat box if you can hear me, please. But I'll have to share my screen again. I would have to share my screen again. If you can hear me, let me know. I can't hear anything. No. If I can't hear anything, it means I cannot hear. Nobody can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, let me know.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So You have so much influence, so much power over your child. And I see that a lot of us make that mistake. The mistake of labeling our child. We label a lot. Oh, she's very expressive. Oh, she's a talkative. Oh, she's shy. Oh, she's a lot of times we talk our children into believing those labels. We talk them into believing. God have mercy on me. I really apologize. I don't know why my internet is like this today. I've changed location multiple times, and this place seems to be like the best place. Okay, let me quickly move on so that we do not um miss out on too much time. All right, so your child they are looking at you. Every time my daughter does something, the first thing I do is I look into myself. I say, Rashida, I hope it is not that you are doing this thing. And let me tell you, 9 out of 10 times, she is picking up that attitude from me or from their father. Your child, your voice is so powerful. Whatever it is you say about your child, they are going to take it hook, line, and sinker, especially during their early years, between ages 0 to 7. Your child's brain is wired to absorb a lot of things. And that period is very foundational. And it doesn't mean to say that, oh, your child cannot change again. Or maybe they're older than 7, now they can know. Your child's confidence can be shaped at any age. But what we are trying to say is that at this very early stage, whatever happens there, a lot of times forms the basis for what your child will carry, for what your child would continue to build on over the years. The very early foundational age is super important. So parents who are still in that age, I would say that you have to take all of the things I am going to say in this class seriously to heart so that you are not making all of those mistakes. Okay, so let us quickly go to, now that we understand the things that contribute to a child's confidence, the next question you want to ask yourself is, am I depositing to my child's confidence, or I am withdrawing from my child's confidence? So your child has a confidence bank. You know, I told us that they log in whatever it is we are teaching them, we are doing around them. They are taking from the experience, they are taking from the environment, they are taking from the relationship you are having with them. Do you understand? They're taking from the relationship you're having with them. So you want to now ask yourself every single day, do I allow my children, do I allow them to try? Do I allow them experience themselves in a way that they feel confident? Do I give them the environment to thrive? And my relationship with them, am I the cool voice? Am I the gentle? 3 things in your lives, you think about it and say, am I depositing? So I want you to ask yourself now, from the conversation we have had today, or from everything I have said earlier, I want you to tell me if, okay, maybe let me say on a scale of 1 to 10, are you depositing to your child's confidence bank, or are you withdrawing from it every day? Because, you know, we talked about the fact that your children, they are highly impressionable, okay? And at a very young age, they are also somewhat very audacious. Why? Because they don't understand consequence. Yes, children sometimes, and that's why some people will tell you children are born audacious, children are born confident. It is because when they are younger, they do not understand consequence. If I go somewhere now and I want to talk to people and I am holding back a bit because maybe I feel like, oh, if I make mistakes now, they will laugh at me. They will say, again, they would say kiniko kiniko. But children, they don't know all of that. They don't care. They don't care until the adults around them start caring. The adults around them start laughing at them. The adults around them start telling them, shut up. The adults around them start saying, keep quiet. So they will take that feedback and say, oh, when I talk, my voice does not matter. And so they keep quiet. So I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to put it in the chat box, are you withdrawing from your child's confidence bank, or are you depositing daily in your child's confidence bank? In the next few slides, I'm going to be sharing with us some of the things we are unintentionally doing. Now, I am not accusing us. I am not saying all of the things I'll be saying in the next slide because I want you to feel bad. But oftentimes, if you want to solve any problem, the first step is self-awareness. The first step is self-awareness. So all of the things I want to say here today, I want to say them because I want us to be aware of them. When you're aware of them, it is very, very easy for you to work on them, for you to hold back a few more seconds and actually do the right thing and what is best for your child. And actually make sure that you are not unconsciously withdrawing from your child's confidence bank. And that every single day you are doing something that moves, that helps you deposit to their confidence bank, that you are shaping their experience, their environment, and their relationship with them in a way that your child continues to be confident. Okay? I can't see your charts. I want to really see your charts. I can't see your charts. Do you think you are depositing in your child's confidence, or you are withdrawing from your child's confidence? Please let me see your charts. That's the only way I can be very sure you are following me. Let me see your charts. Let me see your charts. Do you think you are and I know that's a very hard question to answer, honestly. It's a very hard question to answer because sometimes you think, okay, I am trying with relationship. Maybe I need to do more with experience, or I need to do more with their environment. Okay, let me reframe the question. I want you to tell me, which one do you think you are doing more? Which one do you think you are doing more? Depositing into your child's confidence. Okay, somebody said, I'm not sure. It is hard. Sometimes you deposit, sometimes you withdraw. Thank you very much for sharing, Mrs. Rihanna. I think it's a bit of both. Okay, thank you, Miss Aisha, for sharing. Sometimes I deposit, sometimes I withdraw. Depends on my mood. Okay, thank you very kindly for sharing. Honestly, I love the vulnerability. Honestly, as an adult, a lot of times it's a bit hard to admit to, okay, this is how I am doing. I do both. Okay. Thank you very much for saying you do both. Thank you very much for sharing. And if you ask me, even me as a coach, I would say that we are all work in progress. You understand what I'm saying? We are all work in progress. We are not, there is never going to be a perfect parent. There is only going to be an intentional parent. And for everybody in this room, and maybe for some people that I also do not know, it takes intentionality to be here, to say that I really want to learn and I really want to know the things that I do that is taking away from my child's confidence back. Okay, so let us quickly go to the confidence killers. So what are the things? What is silencing your child's voice? I already mentioned some of them. I already gave you hints here and there from talking about how children actually lose confidence. Now, let us quickly talk about them one after the other. So the first one is comparison. This particular one, I hate so much growing up. I hate it when you tell me that, don't you see Kinikon? Don't tell me, don't I see Kinikon? When you tell a child, don't you see Kinikon? The social person does it this way. What you are telling that child is, you have to fit into the spec of another child, or you have to fit into the spec of my own expectations. Okay? You are not allowing your child to be themselves. So you cannot compare, especially for children that are already grown. Maybe when they are growing up, they will take it up with you a lot. But for children who are older, 11, 13, teenagers, they don't even want to hear it. It drives them nuts. You don't want to hear it. It's because a lot of times you feel so horrible, you feel so dejected, you feel like you are never going to be enough. The more you do it, the more you withdraw from your child's confidence bank. Let's go to criticism. This one, I am very passionate about it. And why? It is because a lot of times we criticize the way we have been criticized as a child, and that has got to change. So how do we criticize? I want you to imagine a boss. You're at work, okay? You go to work. This is for some of us that are maybe career professionals that are on this call. So let us assume, or you're not, let us everybody just assume that you work for someone, and every single time this someone only sees what is wrong with what you're doing. the only thing they see is what you have done wrong. They don't get to see the tiny bits of the good in what you see. But the only thing they see and they mention is when you don't do it right. When you do it right, they see it all. They see it, but they don't say it. What do we call that thing? Toxic workplace. Am I correct? Is that a toxic workplace? Is that not a toxic? I want to hear from us. Is that not a toxic workplace? Exactly. And that's the exact
Yes,
thing.
it is.
It is. And that's the exact thing some of us do to our kids. Every time we just criticize them. Criticism, every single second. The same excuses sometimes we give to an adult. If we see an adult now, the adult is moody, the adult is angry, and we say good morning and they don't answer us. We say, maybe she's moody, maybe she's having a bad day. But your children are not given the same grace. You don't give them grace. You don't even want to know why they have done what they have done. You just criticize it. Criticism. When you criticize a child all the time, you are killing them. You're killing their confidence. You are killing, especially when it now comes to communication. When they do something, when they say something, when they express themselves a certain way, and all you do every single time is to tell them they are not doing it right. You are criticizing them the wrong way. They are never going to learn. They're going to feel like they're never going to be enough. And they're going to feel like their voice does not matter. So let us quickly talk about how you can criticize. How do you criticize as a parent? You can do three things. There are three steps to criticizing correctly. The first one is to comment. I want to believe that no matter what your child does, I'm not saying that there are no instances where, no. What were you thinking? I need to tap into your thinking thought process. Why did you do that? I know children are capable of driving us crazy, but a lot of time we need to criticize constructively. Okay, we need to tell them something they have done well about maybe as it has to do with that task. What have they done well before? If it is a task that you can find something that you can commend them for, you commend them first. And then after, you now tell them, oh, but next time, this is not the best way to do it. This is how you can do it. And then finally, you can condemn them and say, okay, I quite appreciate how you thought about doing it this way, but that is not the best way. You should consider doing it this way going forward. So don't always just drop, this is what you did not do right. A lot of us, that is what is missing. This is not what we did not do right, and that's the end of it. We just criticize that child, and that's the end. But we want to make sure that our criticism is constructive. And how can it be constructive? You comment first, you recommend, and then you comment again. Some people call it sandwich approach. Let me even now assume that there is nothing to comment about what your child has done. But please correct them with love. Correct them with love. I would cite another example. And just to show that nobody is a perfect parent, this has happened to me firsthand. I remember the first time another child came to my house, and then I can't remember. This child went into our bedroom and then pulled something. I think the curtain or something, pulled the curtain down. And because it was another person's child, I couldn't even shout. I couldn't do anything. And that was my reflecting moment. I told myself, if that was my child, I would have screamed, I would have criticized my child. But because it is someone else's child, I couldn't do that. So why can't I extend that grace to my own child? So let us also watch how we criticize our child. Constant criticism that is not constructive is always going to make your child less confident of themselves. They're always going to feel like they're not enough and they cannot share themselves. They cannot express themselves. They cannot share their voice. The next one, let me just quickly, correct. You're going to make the home, you're going to make it toxic for your child. And maybe not toxic in a bad way. They can tell you, mommy is the best thing that happened to me. Daddy is the best thing that happened to me. But then, it is still toxic for them because at that point, you are the only one they know. You are that one person in their life. They feel like this person loves me unconditionally. So when you overcorrect them, they gradually feel like they're not enough. Okay? Another thing that I will talk about is public humiliation. Some of us can do anything to our child in the public. Slap them, scream at them, shout at them. These are some of the things. Subtly, they are taking away, they are eroding your child's confidence. when you publicly shame your child. I'm not saying that you cannot talk to them in the public or correct them in the public, but please, however you choose to do it, make sure you do it with love. Make sure you criticize them constructively. I mean, don't slap your child in public. Don't do it. You're going to you're going to be taken away from your child's confidence when you do that. Okay, because every single time they experience those things, they log it in their head. It becomes their internal voice. Overprotection. So how do we overprotect our children? We don't want them to make mistakes. We don't want them to fall down. We don't want them we don't want them to do anything. We don't want them to make mistakes. Just imagine when your child is trying to walk, and every time they are trying to walk, you're always holding them. Don't fall down, don't fall down, don't fall down. That child will not learn to walk fast. So it's the same way in real life. Whether they are teenagers, whether they are young children, do not overprotect them. In fact, allow them make simple mistakes that are not fatal. Let them make it once in a while. Let them make it once, so they learn from their mistakes and know that. Of course, I'm not saying that let them hurt themselves. I am saying that mistakes that they can learn for, let them make small mistakes. And this one is very strong for older children. So for older children who are teenagers, do not make decisions for them. In fact, at that point, I'm very sure parents who have teenagers on this call can tell you for a fact that your teenager right now, they feel like they know more than you do. So nothing you want to tell them will count. They will tell you, see, mommy, I'm a Gen Z. I know more than you do. So this is what I was like protecting you from. And no, I'm not saying that after I will now go back and shame them. Like, did I not tell you? No. Just let them make these little mistakes and let them see for themselves that, okay, this is it, so that next time. So what you can do is now tell them after that, okay, so can you see what I was trying to tell you? When you do it this way, maybe you could have gotten a better result. In fact, you can ask them, what do you think you can do better? So another thing that you might be doing that is silently, that is quietly taking away your child's confidence is when you ignore them. You don't give them attention. A lot of us think, oh, when you are present, you're at home with your child, all with your child is different from being present. How would I say it? Being around your child is different from being present. So are you truly present? Your child is talking to you. Can you pull down your phone and talk to them? I'm not saying that you're going to have the luxury of time all the time to talk to your child. But are you able to give your child a focused attention when they're talking to you? What you're telling them when you can do that is you're telling them that your voice matters. You are more important than the phone I am holding. Another thing is do not interrupt your child. Interruption. A lot of us, we don't allow our child to express themselves. They want to tell you something. They are saying, they are stopping midway. You don't interrupt them. Let them land. Let them wire their thoughts anyhow they are able to. Don't get in the way. Don't finish what they want to say for them. Don't finish what they want to say for them. Allow them. So no matter how messy it is, when you do that, you're telling your child your voice matters. I would always listen to you, even though it is messy. And what you want to do after that is to maybe mirror back their thoughts to them. Okay? Another one is that we don't praise the correct way. I'm hopeful that I am able to really touch on the matter of praise before we end this call, but we don't praise correctly. Our praise is focused on outcome. We don't praise focused on efforts. Every time your child is not going to do things the way they want you to do it. Again, your way is not the only way as a parent. There are other times that your child have other perspective that is different from yours. So sometimes you need to look into it. You need to try to understand. There are times I'll ask my daughter that, see, how did you arrive at this? What did you think? Why did you do it? And when they tell me their perspective, it now gives me an idea. Okay, no wonder. Then I am now going to walk up to, oh, when you did it that way, this is how it made me feel. So we cannot focus. Let me give you an example of that. So there was a day my daughter, she helped me fold their clothes into their wardrobe. When I got there, I appreciated the thoughts that went into it. Okay? The thoughts, the efforts that went into it. But I'm not going to lie that at first, if I didn't pause that day, the first thing that came to my mind was to tell her that, oh, for me, this eh? So you should have allowed her to come and fold it. Because, well, she folded them, but she didn't fold them well. But thank God, I was able to hold myself. You know, I was able to hold myself. And I was able to tell her, oh, okay, thank you very much. That was super thoughtful of you. You are such a very helpful girl. Thank you. It must have taken you a very long time. She was like, ah, yes, mommy, I've been folding it since. I said, okay, thank you very much. So I took out one of the clothes and I had to make a decision, two decisions. One, whether to bring them all out again and fold it again, or to just show her how to fold it subsequently. Of course, I've been teaching her how to fold, but to just show her how to fold it subsequently and how to so that she learns how to do it better that day. You know, I turn it into a teaching moment for her. Teach her how to do it better and leave what she has done. So she doesn't feel like, I would never be able to do it well. So that they have to choose my hand. I just showed her that next time you can fold it like this and you can put it like this. And I did not scatter the whole thing. Of course, we have to arrange sometimes later. But I left it the way she did it. Because I don't want her feeling like I would never be able to get it right. I cannot impress this woman. So so do not let your praise be focused on just the outcome. Look into the process and also praise the effort. In fact, it is very wrong for you to always say, I am proud of you. I am proud of you. Tell them, I am proud you tried to do this. The next one I am going to talk about very briefly is emotional invalidation. A lot of times when you're always invalidating your child's emotion, you don't want to hear, shut up, don't let me hear. Why are you crying? Get out of my sight. That's another topic entirely, maybe for another masterclass, because emotional intelligence is so big in parenting. But then it's also one of the things that can take away your child's confidence. And finally, let me quickly talk about labeling. So how do you label your child? A lot of us make that mistake. We label our child. Over the phone, your child can hear you talking to your friends. That, oh, she's such a very naughty boy. Oh, naughty B. She's just disturbing me. You are unknowingly shaping your child's internal voice. Your child is taking it. My mommy says, I'm naughty, and that's it. And they continue to act naughty. When you say your child is shy, every time you tell people your child is shy, you're saying this to their face. I'm not saying these things are not real. I'm not saying these labels are not real. I am saying do not say it in front of your child. Don't label your child in front of them. Instead, whatever it is you want them to become is what you should aim at continuing to mention in their face, to their face all the time. So sometimes when my child, so let me go back to my child's story. When she started retreating, she doesn't want to talk to anybody. She doesn't want to do anything. I have a choice to start saying that, oh, she's just reserved and all that. And when people inquire, I would tell them that maybe she's just taking her time to warm up to a stranger. She will come around. She's just taking her time. I would never say she's shy. I would never label my child shy. I'll tell you, she's taking her time to warm up to a stranger. And when I get home, I would have a conversation with her like, Tiwa, why didn't you greet that person? Why? And then if she says nothing, I would say, when you see an elderly person, you should always say hi to them. Especially if they know me, you can say hi to them. You can say, if they greet you, salam alaikum. We are Muslims and salam alaikum is the way we most often, greet one another. When they say salam alaikum to you, you say wa alaikum salam. And that's it. That's the very simple first layer that I lay. And then after that, she started saying wa alaikum salam, but she will look down while saying it, and she will say the fine while looking down. So I layered on that. I said, when you're talking to people, they have to hear you. And then I did like a simple illustration. She was standing at the room across me, and I was whispering. I was talking small. I was talking in a low voice. I said, "Can you hear me?" She was like, "Mommy, I can't hear what you're saying." I said, "You can't hear what I'm saying because I am not speaking up so that you can hear me. If you really want somebody to hear what you're saying, you have to project your voice in a way that they can hear you. So when somebody is talking to you, you need to project your voice so much that they can hear you. So when next you see somebody, you want to greet somebody, they're asking you, how are you? You want to say hi to them, or you want to have a conversation with somebody, you need to project your voice so that they can hear you. And bit by bit, we layered on that. So when anybody says, how are you, you should say fine. And the person can hear her. And then we layered on that again. Over time, I'm not saying this happened every one single location. Over time again, we layered on that again. So I told her, when you see somebody, the correct way to interact with somebody is to look them. Somebody is saying good morning. You look them in the eyes and say good morning back to them. And you still project your voice. You look them in the eye. Somebody is greeting you, so you can connect with the person. You look them in the eye and say good morning to them. And before you know it, in fact, I remember the first time she tried doing that. So she was having a conversation with someone, like we met somebody while going, I think we were returning back from school. I picked her up from school. We're returning back from school. And the person said, Salam alaikum to her. And then she looked at the person in the face and said, Wa alaikum salam. And the person heard her well. They said, like, oh, how are you doing? And she said, I'm fine. Not looking at the person's face. And I remember the person came back to tell me that, oh, wow, Tiwa is so confident. And I laughed that, hey, you don't know the work that went into that. You have no idea. So you want to make sure that you are not labeling your child. Whatever it is you are saying about your child, trust me, even if they cannot hear it, if that's your perception of your child, they are taking it to heart. They are holding on to it. They are using it to move forward. They believe you. They believe you like anything as a parent. So you really don't want to do that. Let us quickly go into some of the things that you can start doing. I am very sure you have picked one or two things. I want you to tell me, can you feel this class? Are you picking one or two things from the things that I am saying? I want you to share with me before I go to the next part of the session. Yes, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Balikis. I saw your message. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I am going to be sharing now with us some of the things we can do. Some of the things you can start doing every single day. Now, I am begging you. These are things that they are not one-off. They're not, even me as a communication coach, I'm not going to tell you that, oh, I did this thing one time. I am lying to you if I ever tell you that I did this thing one time and it worked. Everything I am going to be sharing with you today, there are things that you need to do consistently. The ones I have shared and the one I am going to be sharing going forward, there are things you need to consistently do every day. Like I already told you, experience, environment. And where does a child spend their time the most? Home, school. They're not even going to spend as much time with a communication coach like me. So if you're not helping your child, if you're not giving them those three things and you're not priming those three things for them to thrive properly, you are not going to raise I'm sorry to say, you're not going to raise a confident child. So let us look at, thank you very much. Thank you. So let us look at the brave parent method. I'm going to be sharing this 5 framework with you today that you can start doing today. From today onward. And I'm not saying that you have to start doing all 5. You have to constantly go back to it and say, okay, can I try this one today? Can I do this one tomorrow? Can I do this one next tomorrow? Okay. So what is the brave parent method? The first one is build. Like I said, you have to do this consistently. The first one is build. Build safe spaces to talk. Whether you want your child to be expressive, whether they are young, whether they are old, whatever it is, whether you want them to be expressive or you want them to be confident, you need to build a safe space for them. Your children should not see you and be scared. Some of us, our children cannot make mistakes. That is why they lie a lot. Because when they make mistakes, our reaction to when they make mistake is so much that they will rather lie so that they don't get the consequence. The way we react to when they make mistakes is so much. So we need to build safe spaces to talk. So what are the things that we can do? You can create a 10-minute talk time. And these things, I used to tell parents, they are really not hard. They are not very hard. Honestly, it takes intentionality. And I want to believe that everyone on this call is intentional, right? Everyone on this call is intentional. So you want to create a daily 10-minute talk time with no phones. Now, I said no phones because I am also guilty. A lot of times we are on our phones and then we think, no, that is not a focused attention. If you want to give your child a focused attention, it has to be without phone. A lot of times I would have to drop my phone in my room and then I'll bring everybody to their own room or to the sitting room so that I am able to have a focused attention with them. So 10 minutes, I'm just saying 10 minutes because I know that we are parents, we are busy. We go to work. Some of us are entrepreneurs. Our customers are messaging us, everything. Please, 10 minutes, no phone time that you want to talk with your child. In fact, some parents would even advise that you should create a time where you have, this focus time with each child. Okay, with each child. Have the 10 minutes talk time with them. Ask them open-ended questions. So that's what you are going to do during this 10 minutes time. Ask your child an open-ended question, a question that allows them to freely express themselves. Don't say, how was your day? If you say, how was your day, they will tell you it was fine. Don't say, how was your day? What made you happy on Saturday? Who were you kind to in school today? What special activity happened at school today? What subject did you learn in school today? Can you explain it to me? This is how you can help your child be expressive every day because they get to share with you. And I know some of us have the problem of, oh, my child cannot do it. I don't promise you. If you ask them an open-ended question today, they are going to be able to be super. No. It takes time. And you need to be intentional. And you also need to be consistent. I remember when I started reading to my daughter. I started reading to my daughter as a baby anyway. I started reading to her as a baby. So by the time she was growing up and she learned how to read, she started reading around age 4. By the time she started reading, I started asking her to tell me. So first off, I started asking her, what did you learn from the story? After we have read the story, she would say, I did not learn anything. I said, no, you learned something. And then I will help her break it down and tell her, okay, these are the things that this story teaches us. And then after that, I started telling her to read the story and summarize to me. At the beginning, she would not be able to say anything, obviously. And then later I will tell her, okay, so if you are reading this storybook, the first thing you want to tell me, if you want to review the storybook to me, is you are going to tell me the title of the book you want to review. So the title of the book is The Peach Boy. And then you are going to tell me the author of the book. I show that who an author is. You tell me that this book is written by Rashid Okpere. And then I'll tell her to now tell me the characters in the book. All of these things I am sharing with you, they are not things that I started doing, or they're not things that I did just once. They're things that I layered over time. So at the first instance, I'll just ask her, tell me what you learned from this story. And then later, I started asking her to read the story and then revise back to me. When I told her to revise back to me, at first she didn't have anything to say. Later, when I gave her a structure to work with, she started working with that structure. But then she still did not have so much to say. But over time, when she reviews the story to me, I would now mirror back what a structured revising a story looks like to her. And before you know it, she started revising stories to me like standard. She would tell you, oh, the title of this book is The Peach Boy. It is written by so person. The characters in this book are X, Y, Z. So this is the story. She'll tell you the story. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Please, everybody should mute themselves. Okay, thank you very much. And then after, she will tell me, and now you have graduated, so I've been able to tell me the lessons from the stories that she read, even though she's reading that story for the first time. So you need to create a focus time, 10 minutes. And a lot of times, I know a lot of us struggle with Oh, so when am I going to put this 10 minutes? It could be when you are at home, you are cooking. It could be when you are taking them to school. Just focus and have a conversation with your child. It is going to help them a lot. Ask open-ended questions. Don't laugh at them. Don't make jest of them. Except, of course, I'm not saying there cannot be humor here and there, but don't let it be that because they made a mistake, then you're laughing at them. And then you did not stop there. You now call somebody to tell them that, this person made so mistake today. Yeah, what you are telling them is that next time, all this idea onto yourself, do not share with your mom. So let their words come. Don't finish sentences for them. Let them express, no matter how messy it is. The best you can do after they have expressed themselves is to now maybe help them, mirror back their thoughts to them. Tell them what they are. So what you're trying to say is that then you tell it back to them. Okay? So the next one is recognize. Recognize and celebrate small wins. And this is the part that a lot of us are probably not doing well. And that is the part also where that tackles overcorrection. A lot of times we don't look out for the little things our kids do and they're doing well. We don't look into the effort. We don't look into the little tiny details of the first time they try to do something. I remember the first time I did not nudge my daughter to say fine now. The first time I did not nudge her, I did not say fine now. The first time I did not do it, she did it by herself. I remember that when we were done, when the person had left, I was like, oh, I didn't have to say thank you, say I am fine. Well done, you're really doing well. I love the fact that you took the initiative to answer. Okay, you can always have conversations with people as long as they're semi-familiar people. I'll reassure her that she has really done well. So celebrate the first times, all of their first times, every little progress they make. When you do that, you are helping them to become better. Now, let me quickly say something about praise here. You know, I had mentioned praise earlier and I said, maybe I am going to come back to it. So let me quickly do that now. So when you want to praise your child and you want it to be very effective, don't just stop at, oh, well done. Oh, I love the effort you put into this. Also go beyond that and make a physical touch. It works like magic. Make a physical touch. You have told them, oh my God, that was amazing. I mean, you tried to make presentation in school. If she said, oh, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, I know it wasn't perfect. But the fact that you were audacious enough to stand in front of your classmates, that was amazing. And then you make a physical touch. Maybe rub them on their back, touch them on their heads, give them a pat on the forehead, ask for a high five. Those are the things that makes it more magical. More magical next time they want to do it again. Make that physical connection. It makes it stick. It make them want to do more. And now this is not just Rashida saying something randomly. This is something that is endorsed by parenting coaches, by even child psychology experts. They highly recommend that. So beyond just saying, wow, mashallah, you know, layer on that, give them a high five, do something physical, touch them, do something physical, okay? So praise effort, not just results. Keep a brave women journal with your child. This one, oh my God, I promise you, you're going to love it. Keep I don't know, give it any name you like. Give it any name you want. Just make sure there's a journal where you can put a date there. Write a date, write today. Siwa made her first presentation and it was very amazing. Write it. And on days when they are feeling low, you can bring out the journal and show it to them. I'm very sure they are going to be always excited every time you have to bring out that journal to update. They are going to be very, very excited. And maybe when they're older, when they're about 18 years old, you can hand over the journal to them. But this journal, you have to be the one keeping it. You can't keep it with your children, okay? They're going to spoil it. And so let us go to the A. We've talked about B, build safe spaces We've talked about R, recognize and celebrate small wins. Now we're going to A. So what does A say? A says, allow them to struggle. Don't always rescue. Don't always come to the rescue. Whether they are talking, whether they are doing a task, whatever it is, don't always step in. Don't allow them to struggle to do something. Let them do something. In fact, there's a research that says that children who started doing house chores, they are more confident, emotionally regulated, and they thrive better in adulthood than children who doesn't. Allow your children make mistakes. Allow them struggle. Before you rescue that your child, in fact, for older children, allow them make their own decisions. By the time your child is a teenager, your influence has dropped drastically. There are other things calling for your child's attention, from their friends, to their social groups, to orishirishi, to school, to classmates, to madrasa mates, to one random boy on your street. To one random boy on your street. A lot of things are calling your child's attention. They are looking for other things to build their own identity. And during that time, you cannot still be making decisions for your child. You have to be able to look into your child's eyes and say, I trust you to make the best decision. You can guide them. You can guide them. You can even teach your children things as good as how to choose a good friend. But you're not going to be the one choosing that friend for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? You teach them, you empower them. You have family values that you hold on to so that they don't get to the outside world and they just get corrupted and all of that. So you allow them make their own decisions. I think I wanted to mention somewhere around build safe spaces. Okay, I'll talk about them when we talk about the some of the case studies we're going to be talking about. Okay, ask them, what do you think you should do? Don't always be the one making decisions for them. When you push that question to them, they're going to feel like, okay, I think me too. I kind of make sense sometimes. So my mommy wants to hear my opinion. Even as a child, I'm telling you, in my club, in our Speak Up Online club, or even in my physical clubs, sometimes I ask the kids, do you want me to take a video of you? If they say no, I don't take their videos. If they tell me no, Coach Rashida, I don't want you to take a video, I do not take the video because I am teaching that child to know that you have a voice and that voice matters. So let them experience manageable failures, remind them struggle is part of learning. Sometimes there are times that we can afford to give our child some kind of comforts, but we need to let them sometimes experience or let them learn, let them struggle a bit so they can learn from their own experiences. Remember the experience we talked about. This is where that comes in. Then the next one is validate their feelings. Validate your child's feelings. Don't dismiss their feelings. Say, I can hear you. When you're having a conversation with them, don't make it feel like your way is always only the way. Let them hear them, let them share their opinions. And this one is even more particular for older children. Yeah, even younger children, when I say the children I'm coaching, we take from age 6 upward, age 6 to like age 13 in our online club. So don't make them feel like their voices do not matter. Don't make them feel like they don't always have an opinion. Don't make it feel like your way is only the way. Let me give you an example. So if your child is tying their shoelace and they're tying it a particular way and they have tied it, and in your own mind, your mind is that, no, the best way is the way that I know how to tie it to be very fine. And you just tell your child that, what is wrong with you? See the way you have tied your shoelace now. Show me no man wearing shoe by telling. Is it me you take this kind of shoe and follow me with this kind of shoe? No. You can't follow me this kind of shoe. And then you go ahead, untie the shoe, tie the shoe for the child. You are telling that child you are incapable. You cannot do things. You are not allowed to be confident. You are not allowed to be yourself. Allow them. Your way is not the only way. Even if it's to take that shoe and I'll put it inside. Let me give you one final example before I leave on this one. My daughter, they have a Friday wear in their school. It is a long dress and a trouser. And the first time she got the uniform, She told me she wanted to tuck in her long dress into her trouser. And at first I resisted. I was like, have you ever seen anybody wear it like that? No, you can't wear it like that too. And she was like, no, that's the way she wants to wear it. Mark you, my daughter is just 5. Let me just say 5 because she's already 5 now, but at the time she was 4. She was, my daughter said, no, that's the way she wants to wear it. And that morning when she was going to school, she put it out. But by the time I went to pick her in school, she had tucked it in. And she told me that, mommy, when you were complaining in the morning, I tucked it in when I got to school. And my teacher did not even complain. Neither did anyone. I just started laughing. I said, didn't see anybody doing it like this. She said that nobody is doing it like this, but I love it. And that was when I hands off. Till today, she still talks in her Friday wear anytime she's going to school. I just hands off. And I allow her because I know nobody is doing it like that in our school. Nobody is doing it like that in our school. Nobody is complaining. And the way she's wearing it, it's not even doing anything to me. So why am I even complaining in the first place? If she feels more confident in herself wearing it like that, I just allow that. Till today, she talks in her Friday wear, even though the top is a knee-length top. She talks it into her trouser. That is how she wears it. She said that is the way it feels smart for her. And I just allowed her. So let your child, let them feel validated. Don't let them always feel like my mommy's way is always only the way. Okay? So validate their feelings. Hear them. Try to understand them. When you do that, you are giving your child the reassurance that their voice matters. When they go out, another person is not going to impose their opinion on them. They're going to have a voice. They're going to be able to say, no, you can't tell me that. I don't share that opinion. This is my opinion. And they're going to stand on it because they are coming from a home where they are allowed self-expression, where their opinions are welcomed, where their opinions are validated. Even when you don't agree with them. Okay? And the final one is to expose them to opportunities. Give them speaking opportunities. These speaking opportunities could be their school assembly. It could be they have a press club in school. It could be their school has an optional speak-up club you can pay for. Give them opportunities. Give them mini roles in your family. Mini roles in your family. Let them lead the family prayers. My daughters, we are still on the journey, but every time we pray together and we are done praying, I started modeling praying in English to them. So I would say my supplications in English. I would supplicate aloud. So much that it got to a point when I am supplicating, they already know the steps. And they will remind me that, mommy, you have not said this. And gradually, because I had modeled it to them a lot of times, I started asking them to say a prayer for the family. So after we are done praying, I would say, Tiwa, lead us in prayer today. Let your child lead give them those small opportunities. For those of us that are Muslim on the call, and I know Christians do it as well. You give your child, say, lead us in prayers. Okay? So for those of us that are Muslims too, we can do that. Let your child lead you in prayers. Let your child supplicate the prayers. Let your child do things. Give them the opportunity to lead. Give them those micro stage something. When you have a larger family, their cousins are around, their friends are around. Nudge them. It's a good opportunity to expose them to a mini public speaking situation. Tell them, come. Oh yeah, now make that clinical presentation to your cousins. Show them you can make a good presentation. Or tell them this story we read together. You don't know what to say. Tell them this story you have read from that book. Give them those let it be in your subconscious that I want to expose my child to opportunities. Let me give you an instance. For me now, my daughter, one of the opportunities I am trying to expose her to now is at school. So I met up with our school teacher. I told our school teacher that I would like my daughter to make presentation on the assembly ground. Because I know that for some schools, they reserve those roles for older children. And my daughter is just in year 2. She's just in year 2. So I said, I would like an opportunity for her to make presentation. And they were like, oh no, she's welcome. She's welcomed. and we are currently working on her making presentation on the assembly ground. Is she excited about this opportunity? Not exactly, but we are working through it. I am telling her she can do it, and she's practicing for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I am still encouraging her, still telling her here and there, telling her that you can do it, though. Don't worry. You can do it. But I've met up with the teacher. So what opportunities are you sleeping on? Some of us have gatherings. For instance, we have Sunday school. Expose your child. Prepare your child for a mini presentation at Sunday school. For those of us that are Muslims, some of us attend MSSN and Saruddin or Waruddin. Prep them for those opportunities. Expose them. Let them be the one to anchor the children angle of something. Even the adult angle of something. Have adult programs too. If there are things that they can do, they can recite the Quran, they can Shekini, give them that opportunity. Encourage reading aloud and storytelling. I have explained that before. I'm not going to go back to that again. Sign them for public speaking class. That is what Speak Up Academy is here for you for that. Okay? And create show and tell moments at home. Again, it's in the simple moments at home every single day. There is no how you will do all of these things that I am saying, and you're not going to get results. Your child is not going to get more expressive, more confident. If you give them the right experience, the right environment, and you're working with your relationship with them. There is no how you work on those three things via all of the things I have mentioned here today, and you're not going to get results for it. But even more, let me tell you about something that can help you as a family immensely to raise a confident child. So let me introduce you to our Speak Up Online Club. So what is our Speak Up Online Club about? We started our online club last year. We have always had physical clubs. We run physical clubs in schools. Okay, we have physical clubs we run in schools. So some schools employ our services to help children in their school as a add-on service for their school. So we run public speaking club in schools. But last year, we thought about the fact that let us curate a global community where every child from every corner of the world can join us and get a place where they can consistently become a better version of themselves. So let me tell you about our Speak Up Online Club. I know that some of us joined earlier on and we saw the video we shared with you. Okay, so what is our Speak Up Online Club? How does it work? What is this about? So it's a place where your child gets an all year round access. So they stay consistent and learning and practicing. So what is Speak Up Club about? At Speak Up Club, your child is going to learn communication. They're going to learn communication. And when I say communication, when we say writing, yes, they're going to learn writing communication. They're going to learn how to speak. They're going to learn how to think critically. They're going to learn how to express themselves confidently. They're going to learn how to lead. It's an entire ecosystem. Sometimes I don't even like to say, this is a public speaking. No, it's not a public speaking club. It is an entire ecosystem where your child learns to be wholesome, where your child learns to be an all-rounded, a well-rounded person. When we catch your child young, okay, to be a better version of themselves every day, week in, week out, they have access to our club. So who is this for? I know there are some parents here who think, my child is very confident already. That no, our club is for every child. Because like I said, we're not going to be teaching them to just be confident, we're not just teaching them public speaking skills, no. Even though we're going to help them to sharpen their voice, to help them see that their voice is powerful and they can express it wherever they find themselves. It is for children who are shy or reserved, for children who are struggling to express themselves. It is for children who speak well at home but freeze in public. It is for children who talks confidently but lacks structure. It is for children who needs leadership skills. It is for children whose parents wants to raise a well-rounded child. And I know maybe the next question on your mind is, so how does this work? What do you teach? Beyond just public speaking, like I said, your child is going to learn communication. They're going to learn confidence building. They're going to constantly, imagine that your child constantly builds their communication skills every single week. There are 52 weeks in a year. For 52 weeks, your that girls a place, an ecosystem where they get to express themselves in a global community. They're going to learn public speaking, emotional intelligence, critical thinking skills. They're going to learn all of that. They're also, so we have every week, they have live interaction class sessions, small group engagements, weekly speaking drills, real-time feedbacks, confidence challenges, structured speaking frameworks. They're going to learn all of this. We run our classes once a week. You can choose between Saturday or Sunday. You can choose between 9 a.m. batch or 4:30 p.m. batch. You can also, so we have dedicated time for parents in Canada as well, 4 p.m. They can choose between Saturdays or Sundays. So what is the investment for this all-year program? So for just 150,000 naira, for just 100, and in fact, I have a very juicy offer for you, for everybody in this room today. For just 150,000 naira, your child gets access to all of this, all of the things I have mentioned. Not just that, we don't just work with your child, we work with your family. We work with your family. For every child enrolled, we work with your family. So what do I mean by work with your family? As a parent, you are going to get weekly insights. So it's not going to go like, oh, weeks have gone by. What are they even doing in that their club? No. You are going to know. Because again, children are children. And sometimes they need prompts. They need to be prompted. They need to be monitored. So as a parent, you know what is really happening. And we are going to also give you support, insights as to what you can be doing at home every single week to help the skill they are learning at the club. So no, we are not just going to tell you, we are teaching them now. Are we not teaching them? In fact, we can send you the recording. No, we're teaching, but we are also helping you as a parent, working by your side by side, all year long, helping you raise a confident child and an effective communicator. So for just 150,000 naira per year, and that's roughly 12,500 naira per month. And for everybody in this room, I am extending a 20,000 naira off. So because you are in this masterclass, because I can see that you are very, very intentional, I am saying that you can get this class for 130,000 naira. That's just a little over 10,000 naira every month. Now, we don't take payments every month. We take payments only per year. And that is because we really just want to focus on delivering value to you. So we are not in your DMs every other month. But to make it super easy for parents who feel like, oh, I can't make this commitment. Like at a go, we say, okay, you can pay 70% upfront and 30% after 8 weeks. And I can beat my chest and promise you that after that 8 weeks, we won't even have to chase you because you would have started seeing the things that we're doing. So you can pay 70% upfront and 30% after 8 weeks. And then also you get 5% bonus on siblings. So if you have one child, you get if you have 2 children, you get 5% discount. If you have 3 children, there's more discount for you. So the Speak Up, our online club we're not just going to be holding your child's hand, we're going to be holding yours as well. And apart from the weekly insights, you're also going to get quarterly insights. Every quarter, we share your child's progress with you. In fact, a lot of times, the reason we get feedback is because we're sharing quarterly feedback with parents. And they come back to tell us that, oh my God, we're getting results. That was amazing. That was good. That was because in our club, we are not, it's not a random something. No, we are teaching an ecosystem that has been tried, that has been tested, and that works. So what are the parents' results here? These are some of the parents' results here. Some parents have shared with us that my child used to be very shy. They don't want to say anything. Their children have literally moved from that to an expressive child. And also when I say an expressive child, doesn't mean, oh, children who are necessarily overly expressive. I mean, children who knows when to actually really open their mouth and have a conversation. There was a child in my club. Her name is Abdubari. Abdubari literally, in fact, the class teacher was complaining. The father and the mother were complaining. Everybody thinks he doesn't like to talk. They said he just sleeps in class. He just, everybody had one or two other things to say about him. And when he joined Speak Up Club, I did not, first off, I told the teacher that they need to remove the label because he can hear you. He can hear that you say he's unbothered. He doesn't want to do anything. So he feels like, what could I possibly do to impress you? You already think I'm unbothered, so I am unbothered. So I also spoke with the parents. We had a one-on-one session. I told them, you cannot continue saying Abdubari is like this. He's never going to change. We need to change that tone. We need to start labeling him with where we want him to be. And that was exactly what we did. And with attending club sessions, Abdubari moved from being a shy, he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't want to share, to a child that started making presentation. He became outspoken. He started sharing. I have some of his videos on our Instagram page. You can, whenever you go there, you'll find it. By the way, I want every one of you here to follow us. You are going to love it there. We share a lot of resources, a lot of tips that is going to help you as a parent at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. And currently we have parents from Nigeria, we have parents from UK, we have parents from US, we have parents from Malaysia, we have parents from United Arab Emirates, we used to have a parent from Ghana enrolled in our club. So I want everybody here today to also give your child an opportunity, a safe space, a community where they constantly get support, where they constantly learn, where they constantly become a better version of themselves. Now I'm going to share some of the testimonial some parents have shared with us. So this is one of our clients. He says, "Good day, ma, our Speak Up family. We have literally moved from just being a client to a family to some of our clients. We appreciate your efforts for all of my children." That's because he had more than one of his child enrolled with us. If I could get a clip of one of our presentation at the end of the year activities a while back, where she actually presented a list of crowd, I will share with you. That's a parent sharing with us. Because for us at Speak Up Academy, even if your child had taken one or two of our courses before, we are constantly going to still check up on your child because that's who we have. We want to make sure that we are working by your family's side to make sure that your child is a child that is growing to be a confident adult and a person that thrives in all aspects of life. Another parent says, "Thank you for checking Bilal. Bilal is doing well and he has over time built on the foundation laid by Speak Up. His confidence is still intact and he's always ready to take up challenges. Furthermore, I would like to know if online classes are available because I would like to enroll his siblings for your leadership programs." That is another testimonial from a parent. In fact, for all of these families, their children's videos are on our page. If you go to Instagram at Speak Up Academy NG, you are going to find us there. You're going to find all of this amazing presentation on our page. Ms. Otukoya said she prepared her speech and I was amazed with the transformation. They did auditions severally and she was given the opportunity. It was a large crowd. They used staff school hall. I was impressed. I believe she's a born leader and the presentation class is helping out, all thanks to you. So these are the results some of our clients are getting. And I am very sure that could be you. That could be you too, if you choose to give your child this opportunity. Now, our discount opportunity is only valid for 48 hours. Only valid for 48 hours if you are able to make this commitment. And we can allow you actually pay 70% upfront. And of course, we are even open to giving you a 5% discount if you have more than one child. So very quickly, I have like only 15 minutes more before the end of this masterclass. And I want you to tell me, can you feel me? No, don't let us go to Q&A yet. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Tell me if you can feel me. Tell me. And please, I am very open to hearing your questions. So you can tell me if you have questions. I am very happy to answer your questions. You can put it in the chat box or you can raise your hands. So let me quickly go to case studies. Let us look at some of the things you had shared with me and what I have done or what I have recommended with some of my clients and I've worked with them. So the first one and the most common one. So for every parent who shared that my child speaks at home but is quiet in public, or they don't talk in public, or they whisper to me in public, I want you to know that the situation is very, very viral. At least I got up to 40% of people say this same thing. And thank God, I shared with you that my daughter experienced that episode as well. Although I have shared some of the things I tried with you, these are some of the things that I am going to do if I had a child right now who is like that. The first thing is I want to discuss it. And this one applies to older children. So if you have older children who are just always cold in the public and they would share with you at home, you want to have a conversation. You want to ask them why. Why do they do that? Well, you know, it is very natural for you to hear nothing. No, can you come? You say, no, it's not normal. You know, you should be able to, when somebody's talking to you, just give them the appropriate responses. I'm not even asking you to do too much. Just have a conversation. When somebody wants to have a conversation with you, ask them why. They will tell you, I'm shy. And I'm very sure they learned that word from you. All those labels, they learn it from us as parents. They'll tell you, oh, I'm shy. So ask them the why. Sometimes, once they tell you why they are feeling that way, or sometimes they'll tell you, I don't know what to say. So discuss it. And that's especially for those of us that have older children. For those of us that have younger children, you just really want to help them. You can ask them too. Some children can really, really share something with you that would make you know, okay, this is why this child is behaving this way. But for some of them who cannot share, you can now move on to, like step 3. But for those of us that our children is going to share with us, most of us, our children are old enough to share with us. Maybe they are 10, they are 11, they are 8, they are 9. Okay? For those of us that can share, you want to agree on a way forward with them. You won't tell them that, no, now, you can always share your opinion. No. You can share your opinion. There's nothing wrong with sharing your opinion. Okay, don't worry. Next time. So what do you think you can do? What do you think you can do to start, sharing or to start talking or speaking in public? Ask them. Sometimes they can tell you, hey, I'm just shy. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Tell them it's okay to be afraid. Acknowledge it. It's okay to be afraid. But let me tell you, the people who do it, they're also doing it afraid. So just do it afraid. And then you go to step 3. You discuss it before going out. Discuss it with them before going out. For the younger kids, tell them, when you see the gate man, say good morning to him. When you see the kiniko, say good morning to him. Before you go out, prepare the ground, prepare their minds. Tell them to greet. Tell them, oh, when you see the cashier, say hello, ma'am, say good morning. Do you understand? Prepare them. Tell them what they should do. Tell them, say good morning. So for the older kids, yes, you must have, maybe because you've had a conversation with them, they would have had an idea. Okay, this is what I should do next time, Abby. Okay, I'll do it as you have said. So when you get to the actual situation, there's some children, they will still not do it. Nudge them very gently. Don't beat them. Don't say, but I told you that when you see the gate man, you should say good morning. Don't do that. Just nudge them gently. Very gently. Tiwa, say good morning to Mr. Akiniko. Say good morning to Mr. Akiniko. Nudge them gently. Don't force. Don't beat. I promise you, they will come around. I have tried all of these things before, and it works for me. They will come around. Start with a simple goal. Like I have explained earlier, that with my daughter, I did not start with, when you see the person, raise your voice, say good morning, look into their face. There were things that I layered on over time. I layered on them over time. I did not just jump into This is the correct way to interact with people. I layered on it, layer by layer, layer by layer. You understand? So don't force or force over it. A gentle nudge is just fine. Don't beat your child. Don't force over it. Don't get angry because you've told them once. You need to keep reinforcing until they get it. Okay? And then stay consistent. Don't make it one off. Make it something that you consistently remind them to do before you know it. Another thing that I have done over time is I would nudge my daughter in public. So let me give you an example. I remember the first time we were waiting, I think, to get our medications at the hospital. We were waiting at the pharmacy area. We're sitting down there. And I remember I just told my daughter that, Tiwa, please, make the self-confidence presentation here. You see the way she came, she hugged me. She was like, are you being serious? We're in the public now. You want me to make a presentation here in the public? And I said, yes, now. He said, because these people are here. They're not even holding you. They are not doing anything. They are not going to do you anything. You can do it. At first, she hesitated. Well, the second time I nudged her, she was still doing it over. Not the second time, maybe third time or fourth time. She was looking at those people and she would look at them. She would make the presentation. But over time, she came over it. She would make the presentation, even if she's in a public place. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are the things that you can do. These are the strategies you can employ. My child needs to confidently express themselves. I have mentioned some of the things you can do before. Create speaking moments at home. Ask open-ended questions. Pick a time for activity, e.g. during dinner. Say, make a presentation for the family. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
All right. All right. Make presentation for the family. Give them micro speaking moments in public. Give your child a micro speaking moments in public. Let them talk to semi-familiar people. There's some children, they're natural. They can do all of that. But not all children are the same. And like I said, sometimes your child is even just taking their time to warm up to a stranger. So you just need to help them. You need to help them ease into it. So for people who say, oh, my child has a public speaking or they have stage fright, the first thing is that you need to first acknowledge the stage fright. Tell them that, it's true. It can be scary to speak in public. I'm very sure if I ask all of us here too, the last time you spoke in public, were you not scared? Were you not scared? Stage fright is very common. In fact, there's a study that says that every 3 out of 4 persons is afraid to speak in public. Every 3 out of 4 persons. So you can see that everybody gathered there. Everybody, we all gathered there. So stage fright is normal. You tell them it's normal. If you see anybody doing it, they are doing it because they are doing it afraid, or they're just doing it because they have to do it. But then that's also not enough. You have to give them small public speaking here and there, like I've explained earlier in the case of when your child needs to express themselves confidently. Enroll them to our online club. Yes, enroll them to our online club. And then use affirmations. Affirmations are a powerful way to enroll your child. Okay? Affirmations are a powerful way to help your child. Affirm them. Tell them nice things about them. You are capable. You are confident. You have got this. Go do it. And this is about my lifestyle. Thank you, everybody, for staying through. I am very passionate about sharing this, and I'm very happy that you're also here to hear me sharing. And the final slide I am going to be sharing with you today is, some of us says, no, I'm coming. I've not shared my slides. All right, so some of us says, my child is too confident. In fact, sometimes they just say things that they are not supposed to say. They are just overly this. In fact, a lot of parents says, my child talks too much. My child is overly confident. My child, please, for God's sake, ditch the label. Ditch the label. Don't tell them they talk too much. Don't tell them master job mommy. The moment you do that, you are taking away from their confidence bank. The confidence tomolomo tó ti gbé wá látọ̀run tí ò really care nípa yín pé what are good people gonna say? Now you are giving them a reason to think about what people are going to say. You are shutting them up. You are telling them they are not good enough. You are telling them their voice does not matter. So stop doing that. Teach the label. What can you do? You can teach turn talking. So when you're talking to your children, the one that you know talks very well, you tell them we are going to take turns to talk. We are going to, so step by step, you are helping them know that you don't talk over another person. For example, my children, of course, for every child, I think they just kind of want to share and share and share and share. So if I'm on this call now and they want to talk to me, I'll tell them, Tiwa, please give me 20 minutes. I'm going to wrap up this session and I'm going to have a focus time to talk to you. And they'll be like, okay, mommy. And then they'll wait for me. So those are some of the things. Intentionally create a period where you are going to be talking to your child. Teach them turn talking. Tell them, oh, mom is the one talking. Now everybody has to keep quiet and listen to me. When the other person is talking, everybody should keep quiet and listen to that person. Help them also set boundaries here and there. Tell them, oh, no, you're not allowed to say that. Or you're not, or this is the better way to say this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Channel the energy, use the opportunities that you have. So for those kind of children as well, you may want to enroll them in a public speaking class or an online community like our own, so that they are constantly learning, oh, if I want to talk, this is how to structure my thoughts. These are the situations where I should share my opinions. Also, expose them to the kind of opportunities I'd explained to us earlier. Teach listening skills to your child. Teach them how to listen. In fact, there is no way you want to be an effective communicator. You are not going to be an effective listener, a good listener. Again, bring them to Speak Up Club. We teach listening skills there. We don't just teach public speaking. We don't just teach how to present. We don't just teach self-expression. We teach other soft skills. Introduce social awareness. Let your child know that these are the situations where you cannot talk. Two adults are talking. You can't talk over two adults. You have to wait for your turn to talk. Teach them those simple things and be consistent at it. For new and intending parents, I have a lot of them on this call, and this is a special shout out to you, because I know some of us will think, oh, I have to have a grown-up child. In fact, there are people who do not have a child yet or are not even married yet and are on this session. So the first thing is understand those three factors I had explained earlier. Make sure that every single time you are priming your child's experience, and again, maybe one of the best way to work on or to raise a confident child is also to work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. If there are things you need to unlearn from all of the things you have mentioned here today, unlearn them and learn the right things to do. Start early. Do not wait till you're when she starts talking. My daughter, I started saying affirmations to my daughter when she started saying one word was when I started saying affirmations to her. So we started like this. I'll say I, she'll say I. I'll say she'll say say confidence, she said confidence. Say yes, you're confident. That's it. I didn't wait till she has all of our words together. So she has started affirming herself even before she started saying full-blown sentences. And by the time she started saying full-blown sentences, she knows all of our affirmations offhand. So start early. When your child is just growing up, let them say hi to semi-familiar people. Don't be like me. My child already even had the potential to socialize normally, and I killed it with all the, you know, these people, what is wrong with you? My daughter was so friendly that we hardly go anywhere and we will not make friends. Random people will give her money. Random people will give us a bus ride. In fact, I took her to my NYSC camp so they can leave me and let me come back to Lagos jejely. I think I was deployed to the States. I took her to NYSC camp. Do you know, right there and then my daughter was smiling across to one woman. And it happened that those women, so they came with, I think the daughter-in-law had a twin child. And they were coming back to Lagos that night. I was going to come back to Lagos that day as well. But because my daughter laughed at this woman, they were like, oh, she's such a pretty girl. She's been laughing at me since. I was like, hey, push man shame here. I used to give her a face like, what to thinking of me by one more day? What to thinking of me by? And the woman, rode us back. Like we came back to the woman gave us a ride back to Lagos, just like that. The woman gave us a ride back to Lagos. So don't be like me. Basically, don't be like me. Because I remember complaining a lot. But by the time I had my second child, I'd learned my lesson. And of course, I have a third one now that I'm not even waiting to let her start showing that she doesn't want to talk to people, even though she doesn't really want to talk to people. But I am helping her to ease into social spaces, helping her to ease into expressing herself confidently, listening to her. Even if they are telling me, singing a song to me, like, so mommy, you want to sing to you, I will listen. Okay, I will even dance to it and we'll sing it together. Because I want them to know that their voice is powerful. Their voice is worthy to be heard. And I'm also modeling it to them. My daughters know I can record a video and listen to myself all day. I can listen to myself all day. I'm not those people that will say, I made a video. I will listen to myself. To me, I'm such a sweet person. I can listen to myself all day. I'm that person that will not cringe when you are watching my video beside me. I am never going to do that. And I'm modeling it to my children too. My daughter will tell you that I can't, mommy, I want to watch that my video. She will not say, oh, I didn't do that. No, I am modeling it to them. So model it to them early as well. My child doesn't speak bold under scrutiny. Although I had a very, this one was about like 5% of parents complained about this, but there's something called, okay, don't let me go into that. But what is your tone and body language every time you are correcting your child? When they make mistakes, how do you react to them? How do you react to them? It goes a very long way. It's the reason they want to share or they don't want to share. It's in fact the reason some children are liars. Who are liars? Liars because they don't want to face the consequence. They know when they tell you, you are going to overly react. You are going to, and don't worry, I used to be in that WhatsApp group. And I'm not saying that I am still not working on myself. But I like to feel like I have gone way past. There are some things that will happen in my house, and I'm not going to bat an eyelid. I'm not even going to be angry. I'll just sit and say, yeah, let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. Whatever it is. I make sure I am not triggered over little things. Little things like water poured on the floor, you're screaming your lungs out or your child. Or they broke a plate. You are shouting, you are screaming, you are too careless, you are too... I am not saying that is the case for this parent, but we also want to look into our body and our tone. What's our body and tone when we are scrutinized or when we are talking to our kids? It goes a very long way. When a child does not feel safe enough, they are too scared to even share. And that's why maybe they are on kilo low and all those things. How do you react to their mistakes? Give them a safe space. Tell them to pause when they are talking. And one thing I also like to quickly mention is that you also want to check, is there somebody stammering around them? Because there are some people who start stammering because somebody is stammering around them. You want to look into that and then maybe talk to them about it and say, oh, is it because this person stammers? You don't have to. So, and then sometimes, maybe so the only time they stammer is when they're under scrutiny. You want to look into your body language. You want to look into when you are correcting them. Okay? So don't also interrupt them. Allow them to always land their point. I hope that with all of the things we have learned here today, we have been equipped, we have understood why our children lose confidence, we have been equipped with practical tips that we can start doing today, that when we stay consistent at, we are going to help our children express themselves more boldly, speak up more boldly. I hope that after today, and that's what will really make me happy. I know this class is free of charge, but what really make me happy is that maybe some weeks after now, some month after now, we can reach out back to me and say, Coach Rashida, this is what I have tried. This is what has worked for me. That would really make me happy. And also, we will be very happy to have your child join our Speak Up Online Club so that they get a safe, confident, and consistent space, a global community where they constantly get to learn how to become a better version of themselves. They also get to learn soft skills, and they also get to become a well-rounded person. I'm just going to stop there for now. Please, if you have learned one or two things, I want you to share with me right now in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know. If you really felt this, let me know. That's one way I would know that I have done really a good job on this conversation. So one of my teammates is going to drop the WhatsApp link catalog for the online club on the WhatsApp group. She's also going to join our account details. If you have more questions, feel free to ask us on our business line. I'll be there personally to answer your questions, your concern. In fact, a lot of times, I like to start parents on a one-on-one consultation call. So if you want to enroll your child, you can get on a one-on-one consultation call with me. One-on-one consultation call with me. You can tell me your child's name. Like I said, my own class is not Bogueru. No, we have a focus. I'm a trained teacher. I understand the impact of teacher pupil ratio. So we keep our classes, our batches small, so we can focus on every child. And your child also gets a community where they get to learn week in, week out. I would love you. I would love you to share what you have learned. Maybe just one key thing you will start doing going forward. I am just going to stop here for now and hand over the invisible microphone to Valkis.
Wow, wow, wow. I am filled. I don't know about you. My books are full. I am filled with knowledge that I would need in the future because, of course, I'm not a mother yet, but inshallah, very soon. Thank you so much, Coach Rashida. I am really not impressed at the moment because I should be seeing reactions, multiple reactions, multiple reactions in the comments, multiple reactions here on the chat. Like, you guys, are we sleeping? Please, that was very insightful for me. I don't know about you. If you know that everything that Coach Rashida has said so far has been very insightful, very knowledgeable for you, let us see in the chat box that you are active and you've been following her so far. So please use the reaction, use the reaction. We need to see how excited you are. For me, I'm excited. For me, I am so happy. I am, filled up with knowledge. I don't know how to express myself, guys. I don't know how to express myself, but that was a lot. Even do I thought at some point I felt it wasn't going to. I don't know how it was going to end because of the network issue and everything. But our our coach didn't come here to play. It was a free. Wait, Coach Rashida, are you sure this thing was meant to be free? Because all the slides and everything there is looking like the kind of seminar or session that you pay 10,000 naira for, just for the early birds, and then 50,000 naira for those that pay late. But your Speak Up is providing this for us for free, and I am so amazed. Thank you so much for all that you filled us with. I One key thing I'm taking is that what confidence does not define your child's personality. Your child can be confident and be an introvert, and your child can be confident and be an extrovert. It doesn't matter if your child is confident and has a different personality. You should know how to handle that. And also, we are role models to our children. We are role models to our children. Whatever we do is what our children sees and copies and assimilate. So we have to be watchful when we are with kids, when we are with children. And that will bring us to the next thing on our agenda, which is a question. Okay, right. So yeah, Coach Rashida already said she's going to answer all of our questions. When Coach Rashida said that she does a one-on-one session. You guys did not ask her if it's paid or it's free. I was expecting someone to say in the comment section, Coach Rashida, is this one-on-one session a paid one or a free one? Because Speak Up is not a small thing. It's not that Speak Up Nigeria. The fact that you saw Nigeria very bold in our name, it means that we are going far places. So please help us ask Coach Rashida if our one-on-one session is a free one so that we can all rush to our DMs and then what ask any questions that we want to ask. So if you have any question for what she has said so far, please drop it in the comment section. I think she should be able to answer to just one question. If you have any question, please can you virtually raise your hand so that I can know that someone is dropping a question. Any question, just virtually raise your hand and then I'll call on you and then you tell us what your question is. If no question for now, it means that whatever question you have in the future, you have to reach out to Coach Rashida beforehand. So yeah, I am not seeing any hands up, meaning that Coach Rashida, you've delivered and over delivered yourself, and then every parent here they understand everything, every breakdown. In fact, you over broke things down. The fact that you're able to give us detailed examples along the way, the information that you're passing to us is like it's enough for us to like understand and get each point that you're trying to portray. Thank you so much for that once again. And the next thing is follow us on our social media and dear parents, follow us on our social media and we have some link sent to us on the chat box. We have one amazing parent that had already followed us immediately the link drops, she followed us because what she knows how impactful Speak Up Academy is. And we're over how many in this group? We're 20 on the group. So kindly click on the link to our Instagram page, our Facebook page, our LinkedIn page. We're everywhere for you. Which social media do you have? Which one don't you have? If you have TikTok, we are there. Instagram, we are there. Facebook that has been opened since I don't know before I was giving birth to, we are there. LinkedIn as well, we are there. So please, the link will be dropped in our chat box. Kindly give us a follow and we'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for as you do that. So yeah, and that sadly for us, for me, will bring us to the closing of today's masterclass. I don't want to go. But Shashida, is your network stable now? Can we have a fast go?
We have got to go. We have got to go.
Wow.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I really appreciate your presence. We are very, very happy to respond to your questions and inquiries. We are going to drop the link to and our account details. Should you want to enroll your child, don't forget the 130,000 naira for the entire year offer is only for 48 hours. And we can't wait to have you. We can't wait for your child to come to the Speak.
All right. We can't wait for you to become, most especially, we can't wait for you to guys to become Speak Up parents. You saw how we were, one of our Speak Up parents was able to give a testimony even before the session. Yes, we want you to be part of the family. Because Rashida is building a family for us. So we want you to be part of the family. Make sure that you buy what we are selling. Promos. Pick Up Academy NG is giving you an amazing discount. Get, how do I put it? I don't want to say buy one, get one free, but then buy one, get 20% discount. Thank you so much as you do that. And whatever information you need, whatever details you need, everything will be passed on to you on the group as well. And I want you to also know that this promo is applicable to just you because you're special, you're amazing, you're impressive, you're everything positive. So thank you so much once again for joining us. Jazakumullah khairan. We really appreciate you staying tuned from the beginning to the end. And that will bring us to the closing of today's masterclass. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, good night, depending on wherever you're joining us. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Now, walaikum
Bye.
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Masalam. I mean, Tazleiko. Thank you. Adeleke Mariam, thank you. Miss Amina, Miss Shaliwa, Miss Habiba, Miss Hafsa, Miss Hanatullah. Thank you so much for joining us and thank you so much for staying tuned. Bye.
Bye. Walaikum salam. Thanks for the wonderful class. Jazakumullah khairan. Bye.